600 minerals right now. He could probably have about 2 or 3 more bases if he really wanted to.
I do think that he should be trying to deal with those Hellions that are right out in front of his base. I think that he's emphasizing harassment a lot more than he is emphasizing taking a lot of bases, which might actually be a really useful and educational part of this game for people to see, that it could be that just getting the right units out and using them extremely effectively on a low number of bases is as viable as taking a lot of bases and hitting your opponent with very large armies.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree. I mean, if you have enough to do decent harass as well as defend, and you can just get as many bases as you want to, then you'll be good. There's no reason to get a 200 army before getting a 4th or 5th base, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Right now the Zergling's just kind of looking around. I think that our Zerg player just kind of can't believe that this is... I think he thinks that it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
He's looking around for like, where's the...
never happened.
Exactly, yeah. Where's your proxy base? Where's your hidden, like, 3 planetary fortresses in the bottom right that are keeping you in this game?
So let's just look at the supply right now. Our Zerg player has 110 versus 86 force here, and
being 25 supply down is a big deficit, particularly when you're not going to be able to build up an army as quickly.
Yeah. Sadly, only 1 turret per base to defend against these units. Terran is just not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, he is definitely stuck on that 1 base. He is going for double siege tank production, which is kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, and that I think it's the only possible way he's going to deal with that number of Zerglings. See, there's 91 already on the map. He needs something to just clear out the riffraff. But on the other hand, it's leaving him highly vulnerable to a sudden muta transition. If our Zerg player, with the amount of money he has right now, just dumped all of that, like, 800, 700 into Mutalisks, he could probably just engage the... Well, not quite engage the Marines, but... he'd be able to do so much damage that Danosaur would have to GG.
Yeah. Well, and you know what he's doing right now is he's just getting enough bases so that he can attack just basically relentlessly and run the Terran over him.
Yeah, I do think he's going to have that July Zerg moment where, like, from here on out, nothing but units, he commits to the kill.
Yeah. And, you know, something I will say about having this many tanks is he needs to have more Marines, because not only is he, like, low on Marine count, but he's having to worry about the liability of keeping these tanks alive. And basically he's going to have to cover his tanks with his Marines, but that's just not going to be able to happen with that few Marines. But it does look like Mutalisks are going to be coming in his try to do some more harassment. And do get warded off by that turret.
We do have combat shields coming, and like only getting that 16 minutes into the game shows that there's definitely weirdness going on. But wait, here's a huge move out from our Terran player. I think that it's not the best time to attack, but pretty much the only time to attack.
Yeah.
He needs to do something before this 4th and 5th base kick in, because that will be the end of the game if he doesn't get something to happen. He is spreading his units out very effectively, trying to cover them from the Mutalisks and prevent the Banelings from coming in. The Banelings actually aren't morphed just yet.
Well, you know, you want to notice one thing is that there are no medevacs out, and Sim is not complete at all. So all Derek has to do is focus these Marines down.
I missed that he didn't have Stim. That's a big mistake. I can't imagine that that's anything but a just straight up error. And I don't like his scan right there. You don't want to, when you're already on creep, you don't want to scan right over your army because the splash damage will hurt you.
So, I mean, he is trying to come up here and take out this base, and he's doing okay at it, but Zerg is just waiting for the right moment and just send a little bit. Oh, there we go. Here's the entire army from the Zerg, going after those tanks with those Banelings, and the Zergling, oh man, taking out so many tanks right there, and Muta's cleaning up all the Marines, and that's GG, that's all there is to it.
Yeah, the well played and the good luck, which... I don't quite understand. Maybe there was a tournament going on that we missed. There wasn't a tournament going on that we missed, but...
Well, there you go. That's, man. I think that just basically came down to those 2 mistakes by the team.
I think that the beginning part of the game was a lot more all-in than he'd anticipated it being, and that big supply block in the beginning kept him from getting that huge swell of Hellions that you're eventually going to want. Because you need to be producing off of those 2 factories just non-stop. And so when he was supply blocked for, like, pretty much a full production cycle of 4 Hellions, and he was running around with, like, 6 instead of 10, it just wasn't very scary for the Zerg anymore.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, for Zerg, they have a pretty good advantage with those Vespene geysers being so gas heavy, they can get they can get enough gas for mutas pretty easily off of 2 bases.
That's true. I do think that Terran is going to need to either just be taking gas less often, or trying to get those more gas-heavy units out, like some more ghosts on the field, perhaps, and other things like that. That's actually too bad, as I think about it, with the recent ghost nerf, because I really think that a more effective way of handling that would have been to just make it so that it was 45 damage, 25 versus massive, so that you could continue to use snipe against things like Mutalisks, because having like 4 ghosts intermingled with his marines running around with a lot of snipes going on would have made those Mutalisks a lot less happy running into the middle of the base.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. Do you have anything else that you wanted to say about this match?
Just one thing actually that we forgot to mention in the beginning. This is played on Entombed Valley, which is a map that we haven't been seeing too much of. There are right now only 2 maps that I'm aware of which are experimenting with this 6 mineral, 1 high yield gas style, and that is Entombed Valley and Devolution. So I'm going to be trying to bring you a couple more of these, definitely with Pull if he's interested in continuing casting, so that we can look at how is the matches actually different when you're dealing with a different map.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. We hope that you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave us feedback too. Both of us are relatively new to casting. And yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, talk to everybody later. Peace.
Sweet. That was great.
Yeah, that was...
That poor Terran. You got owned.